Alright, so welcome back to some more MX Simulator. Today we're checking out Perry's Compound. The track is awesome. It's kind of a jumpy track, and that's what a lot of the comments that suggested this kind of said. Actually, only one comment said that. A lot of people suggested this track, but one of the newest comments I saw in that last video was that I should check this one out because it kind of helps you with jumping, and they were right 100%, so thanks for that. It's a soft, or not soft, it's not slick, it's not rough, you're not really worrying about anything besides jumping. And so if you're new to the game, I really suggest this. It was a really good one for just trying to get a feel for how the game plays when you're trying to learn to jump. And the best way I can explain it, how it feels to try to learn to jump in this game, is in real life, if you get a bike and you want to finally learn to jump, so you're gonna hit this really little tabletop, or maybe you're gonna jump a single into the flat, like a little one. You take off and land in the exact same position. You never even move. No body English, no nothing. You're not dancing around on the bike in the air. One, the jump's too small, and two, you just aren't comfortable being in the air. It's something that you get used to. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that got on a bike and started jumping instantly, or someone that'll say that, but for a majority of people, it's something you get more comfortable with time. And for right now, I feel like that. I feel like I'm jumping for the first time ever in real life in MX Simulator. The one thing that does feel better is I used to endo, drop my front end on every single jump, and it was so frustrating. I've gotten better at it. What people have, what people have suggested was to just kind of lean forward and then lean back right before you're going to leave the jump. That does help quite a bit. You can kind of pull the front end up, and then you can use the brake to drop that front end as much as you want and all that stuff. I still do endo some, but it's a heck of a lot better, and I feel a lot better about it. The setup I'm using, I'm really happy with. It's one that I kind of made myself. I just kind of tweaked on it until I was happy. So for right now, I'm really happy with my setup. I don't feel like I'm going to change that. The stability it's not high, but it's still too high. I am lowering it, and I do plan on lowering it more the more comfortable we get. But I feel like the comments have been related to the tracks that I like. The last track we did, which was JGMX, people knew that I really liked that one. I think I put it in the title, that I was just having fun, finally. So a lot of comments have said that I should check out. There was some more JGMX tracks as well as this one. So the single biggest tip that people have helped me with is, one, lean forward, lean back before you're going to jump to keep your front end from diving. That's like number one tip. That's the number one tip. I forget who said that, but someone did say that. So thank you. And the tracks, just tracks in general that are easy. I don't need rough ones that are all rutted and chopped out. I'm not worried about getting quick around the corners yet. My main concern is just being able to get around some of these easier tracks without crashing 50,000 times. So does that make sense? That's kind of what we're attempting to do. And while I still am struggling and fumbling, my thumbs and fingers are fumbling all over the controller still, it is getting better. And I think playing MX Bikes has helped me a lot. It really has. And I know a lot of people like to knock that game, but I have read some comments from people that said that they play Sim, Reflex, and MX Bikes. Those are their three main games. That the guys that prefer more realistic games, I think. And then Reflex, I guess, would be like a Simcade kind of. So if they have to say they like one arcade game, it's Reflex. So I know there's some people that like it, and I know it's not as hard. For me, MX Bikes is easier than Sim. I know I read a couple comments that said that they feel differently, but for me it's that way. And it had enough going on with the controller and the way my mind works when I play that game that it kind of carries over for Sim here. So I think playing that has made me a lot better, and so I'm really happy that we are playing MX Bikes. Otherwise, I really don't think we'd be playing Sim. I'm actually shocked that we're on part 5. After part 1, for sure part 2, because I still had arcade physics on part 1, because people wanted to see me play it for the first time. Just start it up and play, not knowing anything. So I didn't know about arcade physics. I didn't know about anything, and I just played it. Now on part 2, I switched to, which was almost a year later, I switched off arcade physics, kind of had to set up, manual transmission, turned off all the aids and riding assist, stuff like that, and I just hated the game. I hated this game. I'm complete honest with you. I hated this game. I was not having fun. You kind of have to force yourself to play it before you can have fun, which is kind of true. But once you get past that point, there is a distinct point, and I'm not sure when it happened for me. It just kind of happened. You get to where it is kind of fun. I had a lot of fun on this track. Now, I played for over an hour probably because it took me forever to learn the track and memorize it. and just kind of get a feel for how fast you have to go, because a lot of these jumps, you don't just huck them as fast as you can go. There's some throttle. I cannot talk today. Oh my God, this is like the worst day for doing a commentary. Seriously, you can't just hug them. You have to have some throttle control. And I struggled on this double right here all day long. I just could not do it. That's one of the few that kind of are turning away from you. So for me, I can't do that. I can't turn in the air with it. So I was just like cross jumping kind of. So actually I was jumping a farther distance doing that than if I were to be able to turn my bike in the air. But I can't. I'm not good enough. Like just straight up not good enough. I kind of forgot what I was saying now. I don't remember. Anyways, yeah, I hated the game. There we go. I hated the game, but I'm having more fun now, and I do like it. You have to get past that point. I wouldn't say that you have to sit there and grind it out hours and hours and hours and hours out of a day, every day. What I did is when I had free time, I might want to go play Payday. That's my favorite game of all time. Or Reflex, or Supercross, but instead, I told myself I'm going to play Sim. And so I'd go play Sim for an hour. Maybe 2-3 days a week, I'll play Sim for an hour. That's what's kind of helped me to get better. And then on the in-between days, if I have time, I play MX bikes. And between the both of them, I think it has helped me in this game and in Sim, or MX bikes. I think they kind of carry over for each other. And I might have already said this. It might not be like that for everybody, but it's like that for me. And to the topic that I talked about yesterday a little bit, I feel like a lot of the simulator guys, MX Sim guys, Reflex guys, Reflex not really a sim though, it's more arcade. It's kind of in between, but more arcade. They want to knock all these new games that are so arcadey, but think about it like this. The hardcore motocross fans are always going to be there to be a part of or support, one of the two, because maybe you don't support it, but be a part of and have a voice in motocross games, because you're already a hardcore fan. Even if you don't ride in real life, or if you do ride in real life and you're just a diehard fan, you're gonna be there. They're trying to reach out to a public of younger kids probably that may not know what motocross supercross is. They know what a dirt bike is, what a quad is, but they don't know what motocross supercross really is. So they need a game that can appeal to them, an easy pick up and play, don't crash all the time, not a lot of stuff to worry about type of game, so they can have fun. Remember, video games are for fun, so it has to be fun for them. If the new game was this, MX Simulator, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say a lot of people would hate it. A lot of people would say, screw this game, I want my money back, because it's too hard for them. Because, not saying that they couldn't learn it, I don't care how young they are. I don't care if they're 5 years old. Maybe they could learn to play it, but a lot of younger kids probably don't want to sit there and do that. And yes, I know I'm going to get the comments of, well, I'm only 10 and I'm really good at Sim and I learned how to play this game. Good for you. I'm not saying everyone's like that, but I'm going to say a majority of people would hate the game, wouldn't like it. So they got to make a game that can appeal to everybody, that's got arcadey physics, is easy to pick up and play, that you don't crash, you don't have to think a lot when you're playing it, so that they can hook them for the series and make them lifelong fans. And then if they grow up, they decide to buy a real bike maybe and decide to get really good and like these games, then they might like games like this, like MX Simulator, MX Bikes. But you got to make them lifelong fans first. You can't just throw a full-fledged hardcore simulation game at them right away. I mean, I think that makes sense. I think that is 100% why they do what they do. A lot of people like to get mad at THQ Nordic, especially, saying they just do it for the money. They're just money hungry. Well, yeah, I mean, it is a business, guys. If you ran a business, you want to make money too. So of course they want to make money, but I fully believe that they really do want to reach a bigger public, not only for more money. Of course it's a business, so it's about money. It is. It's just, get over it, okay? It is. It is. That's why there's DLCs too. But they're trying to increase the public for these games, not just for money. So I'm happy for that. And then if they decide to like them and grow up and play them more, then games like this, MX Simulator, MX Bikes, the LCQ Studios game, anything new that'll come up that's a more simulation game, they might like. And maybe we'll get more of those eventually. But you first got to appeal to the majority, which are, the majority, unfortunately, is not games like this. So I guess that's all I have to say. The video is about over. Thanks so much for the support, guys. Thank you for your tips. If it wasn't for your tips, I wouldn't be anywhere where I'm at already. I'd be way farther behind. So you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel and on the videos lately. It really means a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.